Let's let the chips fall where they may to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, playing with some blue chips, blue tortilla, organic chips, delicious by the way, with yummy salsa and different things, but that's got nothing to do with actually what this idiom means and where it came from and why it's important to you and how you can use it to grow and build and supersize your business. Let the chips fall where you may is an American idiom from the late 1800s, about 1880, comes from the wood chopping industry or field or activity or career, where it's important to pay attention to the job at hand, what you're doing, the action you're taking in chopping the wood. You have to pay attention to cutting down the trees and chopping up the logs and sawing the logs, not where all the little wood chips go. You can clean those up later. And this is an important idiom because it means that we, of course, can and need to take the right action, make the right decision, the right choice, despite what the consequences might be. We need to take action, do the right thing, do what's right for us and our business and our organization, no matter what the consequences might be. We need to live in alignment and behave in alignment and do the things that are consistent with our core values, the things that we believe in, the things that our organization stands for. We need to stand up for and support the people, our customers that we serve, in the ways that they need to be supported and helped, and that's in giving them value and giving them the solutions to the problems and the things that we help them to do and that we help them to achieve and acquire that they want in their lives and in their businesses. So I love it. I actually really like this idiom, and I'm trying to think if I've ever actually said, let's let the chips fall where they may, or if I've actually just acted that out and lived that in my life and my experience. I find that in my business life and in my professional career and in corporate America, I tended to take action in alignment with what I believed was right for the business and for my situation, without really always planning out and knowing what all the consequences would be. I was one of those people that like to take action and then beg for forgiveness if something didn't go 100% right, then to wait for all of the things to fall in place and all of the stars to align before I would make a choice, a decision, or an action, or we would try something or do something. And that served me, most of the time really, really well throughout my career and throughout my businesses and throughout my life. Other times, like in my personal life, I maybe delayed decisions because I was afraid to let the chips fall where they may. I wasn't sure about how things would land and how they would be, so I would delay and put off those decisions. I think about my marriage. I stayed married a whole lot longer than I knew I should have because I wasn't sure the impact it would have on my kids, and I wasn't sure. It's the whole, the devil versus the unknown, what's out there, the uncertainty, delayed my decision in that area and aspect of my life. And I think we could all find examples in our past where we've taken swift action, decided despite the consequences because we had conviction in terms of what we knew we needed to do was right, and we were just going to know that we'd deal with the consequences no matter what. The truth is, no matter what action we take or don't take, we're always dealing with the change and the ramifications and the consequences of either our action or our inaction. To me, it's always felt better to take an action and then know that I'm 100% responsible for what happens as fallout from that decision or that choice, and deal with that than just not do anything. With the exception of my marriage, of course. That one, it was like, let's just let this play out and see how it goes. To the point it became necessary to take action because it wasn't consistent with who I was and my core values. We always need to make choices and decisions based on what's at the core and what's important to not only our business, but to ourselves as well. Because we've built our businesses, we've started our businesses in the first place to make the world a better place, to be consistent with what our core values are. So we want to make decisions and choices that are in alignment with that. So let the chips fall where they may. I like this idiom. I got to think about whether I'm ever going to actually say, well, let's let the chips fall where they may. I don't know that I will, but I do love the sentiment and the meaning and the definition behind this and what it means to me. And it reminds me that it's better to be proactive than reactive. Think of COVID-19, the businesses and the companies and the people who are approaching this whole crazy pandemic proactively, meaning, yeah, this happened, it sucks, but this is what I'm going to do about it, this is what I can do about it, are faring much better than those that are sitting and waiting for the world to go back to the way it was. newsflash, the world is not going back to the way it was. It never does. It never has. Things have never changed and then gone back 100% to the way they were before. I can't think of a time in history where we've done that, where we've something's happened in the world, especially something as big as this pandemic, and the world was the same after it as it was before. It just isn't. That's not. Human beings are evolutionary creatures. We're always evolving and growing and changing and becoming more of what it is we're here to become. And our businesses need to do that as well. So that's it. That is our idiom for today. I would love to know your experience with this idiom. I'd love to know what you're doing to be proactive and to respond to the consequences of COVID-19, something that was outside of all of our control. But what are you doing with that? What are you taking, and how are you making that work for you and for your business instead of against you? I'm helping a lot of different businesses to do that. So we're always on the lookout for what are some amazing creative ways that we're all able and capable of responding to this, because we're all capable and able to figure absolutely everything out. There isn't anything in this world that we can't solve if we pull together and we pool our resources and our knowledge. Everything on the planet is fixable and solvable. All right, that's it. That's our idiom for today. Love to know your experience with it. Share in the comments below. Questions or idioms you'd like to know the history of and how you might be able to apply it to your business. I'm actually getting to the end of the book that I started pulling idioms out of, and some of them it's getting harder and harder to figure out, well, what does that have to do with growing your business? But you know what? It's almost like anything else. It's kind of a fun challenge now as I get to the end of the book to figure out the ones that are the most challenging. That's it. Have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it to grow and supersize and create the business and the impact that you want to have on the world today?